Every morning, as the first ray of sun hits your face, your mind is already racing. Work deadlines, social expectations, the never-ending stream of notifications, all these create a mental pressure that can ruin your entire day. But there is one concept, understood since ancient times, that can simplify your entire existence: the dichotomy of control. Welcome to Zero Goals. Today, we dive into On What Matters by Darius Foroux, a modern, highly practical guide that brings Stoic philosophy to the 21st century mind. The fundamental lesson is that true peace and happiness are only possible when we focus exclusively on what is within our control and learn to let go of everything else. Foroux grounds this ancient idea with intensely modern examples. Consider posting a photo on social media. You hope for likes and positive comments. If someone posts a negative critique or ignores you, how do you feel? Sad? Angry? Demotivated? But stop and ask, are other people's reactions within your control? No. Your effort, your intention, and your self-assessment are controllable. Everything else, their thoughts, their mood, the algorithm, is external. When we tie our peace to external, uncontrollable results, we hand over the keys to our happiness to others. Foroux teaches that if you are preparing for a job interview, your focus should only be on the quality of your preparation and the honesty of your effort. Whether you get the job or not depends on the company's needs, other candidates' levels, and the interviewer's mood, all uncontrollable factors. We stress unnecessarily because we try to control things that were never in our hands. Someone not replying, traffic, the weather. The Stoic mindset dictates that our limited energy must only be spent on the things we can actually change. The dichotomy of control is not just for big life decisions. It works in small, daily situations too. If someone cuts you off in traffic, dismisses your idea, or treats you unfairly, you can only control one thing: your reaction. Will you react with anger, or will you handle it calmly? That choice is entirely in your hands. Foroux simplifies this by saying we encounter two types of things every day: controllable and uncontrollable. If we build the habit of categorizing every situation, our reaction and mindset will instantly improve. Wasting energy on the uncontrollable is simply giving yourself unnecessary stress. Consider this simple scenario. You are going to an important event and it starts raining. You can choose to get upset and complain, or you can calmly open your umbrella and enjoy the moment. This simple example shows how your perspective determines your entire experience. Foroux believes that your mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and the dichotomy of control gives you a clear, clean lens. We often spend our lives trying to change others, but the truth is, changing anyone else is not in your control. You can only set your boundaries, clarify your expectations, and train yourself to behave in a way that commands respect. When you change yourself, the situations around you indirectly begin to favor you. When you focus solely on your controllable actions, you gain immense confidence. Why? Because you begin to view every outcome not as a catastrophic failure, but as a learning opportunity. Foroux says that once he understood this concept, he realized it was pointless to fear rejection, criticism, or uncertainty, because none of those things were ever in his control anyway. The secret to handling stress is to detach from the outcome and attach to the process. When you focus on the process, the effort, the learning, the habit, you grow and mature, and that is real success. When we look deeper into ourselves, we find that many of our inner struggles come from overthinking,
fear, and the need to constantly validate our worth to others. Foroux addresses this internal chaos through the concept of self-reflection, structured like personal letters or meditations. The book is structured into short, powerful letters, each acting as a small meditation on a specific theme: fear, overthinking, comparison, or chasing validation. They are intentionally brief, so you can easily return to them and absorb the message. This format allows the book to act as a personal companion, a way to have an honest conversation with your own mind. Reflection 1. Understanding fear. We all grapple with fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loneliness. Foroux advises against avoiding fear. Instead, we must understand it and face it. Fear is not here to stop us. It is here to teach us. When you sit with your fear and ask, "What are you trying to show me?" you gain clarity. This realization shifts the power dynamic. Fear is simply a signal that growth is possible, often highlighting where you need the most courage. Reflection 2. Breaking the overthinking cycle. Overthinking is relatable because we constantly replay events, worry about the future, and analyze every scenario. Foroux reminds us that endless thinking rarely brings solutions. It brings confusion. When you are caught in this loop, you disconnect from the present moment. The simple fix is to ground yourself, breathe, pause, and trust that you don't need to analyze everything repeatedly. Reflection 3. Validation comes from within. We are constantly seeking approval, whether it's likes on social media or praise in real life. We often measure our worth by the reactions of others. The book offers a gentle but firm reminder. Your value exists inherently. You do not need external validation to prove it. When you try to be perfect in the eyes of others, you move further away from yourself. The moment you connect with your authentic self, the need for external approval naturally begins to fade. The beauty of these short letters is their simplicity and honesty. They don't offer quick fixes or heavy philosophy. They offer a gradual, deep-seated change. Reading them is not just consuming content, it's engaging in a conversation with yourself. In today's fast-paced world, one force is quietly destroying our focus, clarity, and life satisfaction: digital noise and distraction. Notifications constantly pull our minds away, preventing us from connecting deeply with any task, person, or moment. Foroux argues that this digital noise is silently consuming our lives. Lesson 4. Attention is your real currency. Foroux stresses that your attention is your most valuable asset. Everything you achieve, learning, relationships, career goals, depends on how you use your attention. When attention is fractured, you can't connect with anything deeply. Checking your phone during a conversation means you are neither fully present for your friend nor fully immersed in the connection. This distraction doesn't just eat time, it kills creativity, inner peace, and satisfaction. To break this cycle, you must become the conscious guardian of your attention. Every platform and brand is competing for this currency. If we don't guard it, we end up knowing a little about everything and achieving nothing meaningful. Lesson 5. The roots of distraction. A powerful insight from Foroux is that the root of distraction is not boredom, but discomfort. We instinctively reach for the phone to escape uncomfortable emotions, anxiety, frustration, or the simple discomfort of a difficult task. This temporary escape weakens our long-term capacity for focus. Foroux offers practical strategies to reclaim your attention. Design your day. Make an intentional choice about what you see, when you see it, and how much you consume. Before checking your phone, ask, is this essential? Does this support my goal? The intentional morning. If you check notifications the moment you wake up, your mind immediately enters reactive mode. Instead, dedicate the first hour to intentional activities like deep work, journaling, or silence. This trains your attention from the start. Embrace boredom. Create distraction-free zones and tolerate boredom. Initially uncomfortable, silence and space allow your best thoughts, clarity, and creative ideas to emerge, rather than being overshadowed by a feed. Ultimately, distraction doesn't just cost you time, it affects your peace of mind and the quality of your work. By consciously valuing and investing your attention in things that truly matter, you move from living a noisy, reactive life to a quiet, purpose-driven one.
If you often lie awake at night thinking, "I wish I had done that differently," or "I wish I had said that," you are experiencing regret. Darius Foroux offers a profound perspective. Regret doesn't stem from mistakes. It stems from the mismatch between our actions and our core values. Lesson 6. Regret as a signal, not self-blame. We feel regret when we compromise our inner truth, when we do something because everyone else is doing it, or because it seems like the right thing to do, even if our heart disagrees. These small compromises accumulate into major regrets later in life. Foroux encourages us to be proactive against future regret by asking one powerful question before every decision. Am I doing what is truly important to me right now? If we live on autopilot, same routine, same complaints, without aligning our actions with our deepest values, honesty, growth, courage, we are living by someone else's standards. When you make decisions based on others' expectations, regret is almost guaranteed. The power of alignment. Regret is not the enemy. It is a signal. It is a mirror that points to an ignored truth inside you. For example, regretting a job choice likely signals that the job was not aligned with your passion. Foroux teaches us to use regret as a guide for growth, not a tool for self-blame. The key to avoiding future regret is be conscious. Don't let time run out while you're waiting. Time is your most limited resource. Be bold and wise. The biggest regrets come from the things we never tried. Don't let short-term fear lead to long-term regret by suppressing a dream or avoiding vulnerability in a relationship. Match actions to values. When your actions align with your values, you gain clarity and satisfaction, replacing confusion and guilt with purpose. The single most important question is, does this truly matter to me? That question acts as a compass, guiding you away from the choices that will sting years later. Most people view fear as an enemy, something to be eliminated or suppressed. But the Stoic approach, powerfully articulated by Foroux, is that fear is not a hindrance, it is a guide. It is a signal that tells you precisely where courage is needed and where potential growth lies. Lesson 7. Fear points to meaning. Whenever you consider a new venture, starting a business, opening your heart to someone, or taking a bold career step, fear is the first thing that appears. Foroux argues that fear appears exactly where something meaningful could happen. Fear is telling you that you are about to step outside your comfort zone, and that boundary is where true courage is forged. The Stoic practice is not to become fearless, which is impossible, but to face the fear and still choose the virtuous action. Fear is a natural emotion that alerts and prepares us, but it should never paralyze us. The power of talking to fear. Foroux highlights that most fear is not rooted in reality. It's rooted in imagination. We exhaust ourselves dwelling on future scenarios that don't exist yet. What if they judge me? What if I fail? Once you recognize that fear is merely a thought construct in your mind, its power diminishes. Foroux encourages us to talk to our fear. Imagine it sitting across from you and ask, "What are you trying to show me?" This simple shift from avoiding fear to engaging with it is incredibly empowering, revealing the clarity hidden behind the anxiety. Action breaks the cycle. The most direct and powerful technique for conquering fear is action. Fear paralyzes, action frees. The longer you delay, the stronger the fear becomes. The moment you take even a small step, the fear's grip loosens. Virtuous action. When fear arises, use it as a trigger for a virtuous action. If you are afraid to speak the truth, then speaking the truth is the action that will build your character and make you a better person. The difference is crucial. Fearless means having no fear. Courageous means moving forward despite the fear. Greatness requires fear because it is the signal that you are on a challenging, meaningful path. Never let a temporary discomfort lead to a life of long-term regret. At this point, we must synthesize the 4 major lessons from Darius Forous's On What Matters. These are not separate ideas. They are interlocking components of a single system for building a peaceful, purpose-driven life. Lesson 8. The Unified System for Peace. The dichotomy of control is the foundation. It is the daily practice of filtering reality into what you can influence, your actions, effort, and reaction, and what you must accept, everything else. This stops you from wasting energy and self-inflicting stress. Protecting attention is the resource management. By recognizing that attention is your most valuable currency, you stop handing it out freely to digital noise and distractions. You must proactively design your environment to foster focus and tolerate the discomfort of boredom, which is the birthplace of clarity. Aligning values. Regret is the compass. By using regret as a signal, you ensure your actions are always aligned with your deepest values and aspirations. This saves you from living a life based on other standards and guarantees long-term satisfaction. Confronting fear. This is the engine of growth. By reframing fear as a guide toward meaning and necessary courage, you use it to propel you forward instead of letting it paralyze you. When you start applying these concepts daily, you stop reacting to the world and start creating your own reality. The problems of the world don't disappear, but their ability to disturb your internal peace is drastically reduced. The ultimate gift Foroux offers is the ability to pause. He is not demanding that you become instantly perfect or fearless. He is simply asking you to slow down, listen to your own whispers, and become conscious of your choices. Darius Forous's message in On What Matters is a powerful call to consciousness in a world designed for distraction. It's not about finding happiness outside. It's about revealing the peace that already exists inside you. The practice is simple, but the commitment is hard. Ask yourself every day, in every situation, is this in my control? If the answer is yes, take conscious, aligned action. If the answer is no, practice the strength of acceptance and let it go. By adopting this Stoic-inspired filter, you begin to live a life governed by clarity, courage, and consistency. Clarity to know what is yours to manage. Courage to follow your values over your fear. Consistency to show up for your own truth every single day. When these 3 elements merge, regret is replaced by satisfaction, guilt by growth, and confusion by purpose. This is the pathway to a more peaceful, fulfilling, and intentional life, proving that the greatest achievement in the modern world is simply reclaiming your own attention and choosing what truly matters.